Well, things are really starting to get exciting this weekend. There's been 5 showings of my house in the last 2 days. So I have not spent a whole lot of time at home. I have spent a lot of time reading and writing. So this is the 29th of October, 2022. I want to prepare for the meeting Wednesday with the lawyer. Knowing that R&M can erase memories and can create a whole myriad of emotional states means I need to have things written down and go through a list of points to make. I'd be foolish to try and wing it or simply talk the whole time. When I had my stalking case against my neighbor, my captors put some sort of hypnosis kind of sleeping state into me. And it was very scary because I had slept the entire night before. So I was well rested. There'd be no reason why I would be suddenly nodding off. But it happened for about 3 or 4 minutes, and it was intentionally done. After that, I felt fine, but I had already destroyed my rapport with my lawyer at the time. I didn't destroy it, my captors destroyed it. I will bring my laptop and the court narrative with me, speaking of my delusional beliefs, which is the crime itself, and V2K and R&M being delusions, even though they're really real things. And I'll be able to access the proof of V2K and R&M being real. I'll also have the audio transcript of Patty committing a crime and her belief that the imposters are legitimate of the Secret Service. I hope those things will make a difference and get the ball rolling with pressing charges against various entities. I have to remember to include Dr. Yoon's iPhone being linked to my Wi-Fi network because I think there's a connection there. Because Arved scammed Patty by sending over the government, the Secret Service imposter, to talk to her about me. Arved was feeding the imposter illegally obtained information about me. How was it obtained? By Dr. Yoon connecting to my Wi-Fi network because it gave him access to all of my devices that are also attached to the network. So Dr. Yoon was peeping at what I was doing on my devices that were attached to my network to learn if I was doing something illegal, like dealing drugs. The plan was, I think, if he found any evidence of it, that Arved would tell the imposter friend of his to go over to Patty's with the news because she still believes that he's from the Secret Service. Then Patty, with her connections to the police, would relay the government's information to the police to conduct a search of my home using a false voice of authority and saying the police should arrest me. This is all a plan to get me to move. And I can't believe that I think I've got everything correct in the plan. Why else would Dr. Yoon be linked to my Wi-Fi network? Not just to get free Wi-Fi, cheapskate. I left my home around 12:45 p.m. today, and the older couple was already parked incorrectly at my curb, who was scheduled to look at my house at 1 o'clock. Luckily, this realtor only left a few lights on, and the door was locked, which is good, because last night it was not. The realtor forgot to lock it. I need to call my realtor to get feedback and learn about my contingent deal. Well, I found out the contingent deal is not going through. It is not happening because there were multiple offers on the house and there were offers that were higher than list price. And my contingency deal was for lower than list price. And the feedback is good. There is one couple that is thinking of putting in an offer and another one that is on the fence. So that's good. It's a nice change. My 1 month of free storage starts on the 1st of November. It would be wonderful if I was able to be in my new home by December 1st. We'll see what happens. I need a miracle buyer to come along and purchase my property from me. I hope I don't have to reduce the price and that everything goes smoothly. And the feedback I got from my realtor today is that the real estate market is still very strong and things are still going for above list price. So it's possible that my house could enter into a bidding war and I could end up with closer to $400,000 rather than $369,900, which is where it's listed at. I went to one of the 3 writing spots in Glen Echo today and worked on another module for the solar company I've contracted with to be an independent representative. I think this job could really pan out. More and more people are going with solar power. One negative is that it is a net metering system and it is not off-grid. This won't prevent a blackout for a customer. They do, however, become a supplier of electricity, and that dramatically lowers their energy bill. Even with paying monthly for the system to be installed, the customer still saves money. And with inflation at an all-time high, I bet the cost of electricity will increase more than the 3.1% projected rate. The cost of electricity has increased 62% since 2000. I don't understand how it's possible, with so many more wind turbines and solar panels pumping free energy to the grid. So even if you aren't producing electricity, you're still using solar energy when you pay your monthly bill to AEP or whatever provider you have. I went back home and finished the module when my cell phone died. I now only have 81% of one course to complete. Then I will be ready for the in-person training. If I could be headed to my first appointment with the solar company by 11/11/22, because I think that's going to be a lucky date, I'd be happy with that result. It's not money right away, but it is a guarantee of steady income down the road. If my application with DoorDash is accepted, I could do that on the side. I'd basically be working out of my car, but it's what I plan to do anyway by traveling the remaining 18 states to do all 48, talking to governors and senators about R&M and electronic harassment. I've done 30. I want to do the remaining 18. I really do wonder what my captor's main hang-up is with defending the people's rights. Let's say my main captor works for the police or a government agency. I don't understand why the whole organization doesn't follow their collective oath and protect the people by not committing crimes against them. What's happening is all negative for the people, and the benefit these organized criminals produce is so small. More bad than good comes from their doing something, while they do nothing about stopping to produce harm. And they do that by staring and ignoring the victims. Every minute of every day, there are people suffering and in pain that are being tortured. That's not keeping an oath. It is cold-blooded murder. And in the name of the law, too. That's a really troubling fact. So, I can understand people feeling annoyed or disturbed by reputation. But you have to understand that the reputation might have some credence as far as where it's coming from. When you arrogantly are ignorant of everything because you think you know it all, you end up creating more harm by not listening. Everybody deserves to be listened to. That's part of why I create movies, videos for people, because I want people to understand the struggle that I've been through, and that there is an end, and there is light at the end of the tunnel. You just have to really work for it, and you have to try, and you have to do your best not to make yourself a victim, because when you make yourself a victim and you stall out your life, nothing ever gets done. So, anyway, that is the 29th of October. Tomorrow will be the 30th. So I hope to have great news by then, and I'll be sharing it with you all. For those of you who are unaware, this is a special month. It's called Ban Rem from Facebook Month. And I'm not able to post on my journal page, so that's why you're hearing this now and why you're getting all of these updates. So that's all for today. Talk to you later.